Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite bald-headed reptilian overlord, KKK Grand Dragon, Balor stealing fitness YouTuber. And today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about training volume and kind of the misunderstanding of training volume. A lot of people always say things like training volume is probably the most important factor in hypertrophy or making muscle gains. And the reality is that isn't true. Is it a valuable tool in the toolbox? Yes. Is it probably the most important tool? No, I would say the most important tool is going to be mechanical tension. You're never going to build a large bicep, for example, with a 1-pound bar. No matter how many thousands of reps you do, you're going to reach a threshold very quickly to where you cannot increase volume enough to make that bicep any bigger, no matter how much you focus on the muscle-mind, muscle connection, slow reps, anything else, you're doing thousands of reps. It's going to quickly reach a threshold to where it is simply not enough mechanical tension to get bigger. Volume is just one piece of the component, and you need to look at training volume as a means of progressive overload. For example, you can grow really big with one set of 5 reps off of any exercise on any muscle group if the weight gets heavy enough. The problem you start running into is that you simply reach a point to where you can't increase the weight any further. You need a further means of progressive overload. That's when you need to start adding reps. That's when you sometimes need to start adding sets and volume. And what people need to look at is that with any given set of total workload, any given set of things, let's say, for example, rather than make it really confusing with a large plethora of exercises, let's say with just one exercise, you take some sort of barbell curl and you get to where you've done 8 sets of 10 reps with 60 pounds on it. That's what you've built up to in terms of volume, workload, everything else. You will very quickly reach a point to where you will stop growing on that. Within a couple of workouts, you will no longer stimulate new growth. You'll simply maintain the growth in that muscle by utilizing that same amount of workload. You'll have to add something somewhere. You're going to have to add a rep somewhere, a pound somewhere, a set somewhere. And by that same token, if you can increase the tension, you can also reduce the volume back down and continue to grow. The thing is that, again, you add workload by adding more volume, and workload itself can induce extra growth that will then make a muscle stronger, so then you can utilize more tension, which can then increase growth over time. This is how periodizations of different types have evolved, is understanding that all of these principles, these things such as tension, reps, sets, volume, they're all there just as forms of progression. So you can add extra progression and workload to a muscle so that your body responds by making it thicker so that it puts you at a lower chance of injury. It's your body's defense mechanism against injury due to the micro tearing and things in the muscle. And training volume is just one component in all of that. It's not the be-all, end-all, and you don't have to train high volume all the time. Even people who choose to do that might actually do better if they go back to lower volume phases and focus more upon adding weight to the bar. And by that same token, there could be times to where someone who's been adding weight on the bar might need to go back and add volume in order to get more workload to grow so that they can add more weight to the bar. So put training volume into that context. Training volume itself and increasing training volume and high volume training is just one tool in the toolbox. So when you understand it from that perspective, you realize that it isn't essential for growth. It is simply one tool that you have available out of a whole set of tools in order to increase growth over time. And it doesn't have to actually be utilized all the time. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.